morning, dear viewers. Happy celebrations, happy February, and happy morning to you, dear viewers. Welcome to a new episode of your morning program, Good Morning Kuwait. And today, as always, we have various segments and special guests that we are so happy and pleased to have them with us this morning. So please keep watching us till the end of the program and never go away. So hello and good morning, Aziz.
Good morning to you and good morning our working crew and good morning to all of you dear viewers watching us through the KTV2. Kuwait my country, Kuwait my country. May you always fill with the glory. May you always fill with all the prosperity and respect. Today we are celebrating, and this lovely month, February month, the celebration for the raising the flag and also for the National Liberation Day. So the National Day 62 and Liberation Day 32 of our lovely country, state of Kuwait. You see already the music in the beginning. During these days, you will see the marching, you will see the flags all around the governorates in the state of Kuwait, raising to the top, to the glory, and even our show Good Morning Kuwait. Now you see already behind me the colors of the Kuwaiti flag. Last time we talked about the Kuwaiti flag. What represents, Sarah? The red one, the white, the green, even the black.
Exactly, and speaking about what you mentioned, may actually the glory and pride of being Kuwaiti maybe remains in our hearts forever. And as you question, actually the colors. I think the green represent our land. The red represents swords and war, and also the white represents our deeds, and the black represents what?
Our past.
Our past. Wow, that's amazing. Our lovely flag is really amazing, and I hope forever actually our Kuwaiti flag raising up high to all the houses, all the cars and all the buildings for during this month and for the whole year and forever. And there is a topic, Aziz, that just popped up in my mind this morning. Yesterday, while I actually rolling up and down in social media, I saw too many people, actually their families, like their friends, they are just starting celebrating actually the celebration, the national days, the February actually. They are putting their flags, their food, they're painting their faces with the Kuwaiti flags. And I asked myself, actually I entered their homes, I entered their houses through this small device, which is social media, let's say, the applications, the platform. So I would like to discuss with you about this deep and important actually topic, which is the social media, how actually to smollen our world, isn't it, Aziz?
Social media, it's one part of the media because the definition of media is transferring the news. Yes. So social media have a major impact during this era, but it's an important topic. I will talk about the social media, but even about the regular medias, which is the magazine and also the radio and TV, have its already own impact as well.
Exactly.
So all of it already, the main idea about them is transferring the news. But when you talk more about the social media, social media is for the entertainment. So when you are free, you will scroll your phone. Mm-hmm. When you are free, you will check your social media's account.
Yes.
So the good thing is that social media is spreading a lot. It have a huge impact. I talked to one of the main of the, we call it the broadcasters. He's very famous.
Yes.
In the state of Kuwait. He talks the difference between all about the medias. But we'll talk further and about the segment of our episode. But now we have a daily segment about the weather forecast. You saw the weather today. It is very nice.
It's very nice. Yesterday was a little bit dusty. But how about to check the weather forecast for today and for the coming actually days with our colleague Fahad Al-Ataibi.
We are back to our show again. Good morning, Kuwait. Now it's time for Kuwaiti News Agency segment. His Highness the Emir, Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah, sent on Tuesday a cable to the Governor General of Grenada, Cécile Grenade, congratulating her on her country's National Day.
First relief flight of Kuwait's humanitarian air bridge departed on Tuesday to Turkey under the directives of His Highness the Emir Sheikh Nawaf Al-Ahmed Al-Jaber Al-Sabah.
Kuwaiti's Foreign Minister Sheikh Salim Al-Sabah, alongside Minister of State for Municipal Affairs Abdulaziz Al-Mu'jal, held talks on Tuesday with Chinese Ambassador Chang Chen-wei, focusing on the bilateral relations.
The price of Kuwaiti oil fell by 1.37 to 79.36 per barrel, said Kuwait Petroleum Corporation, the KPC, on Tuesday. This is all the news we have for today, dear viewers. And now let's move on right after this short break. Well, now, dear viewers, we have too many segments and too many reports for you, dear viewers, in this episode. And Aziz, do you know about dyslexia, which is the hardness of reading and learning, actually?
The hardness of learning and also for even teaching. It's one of the disorders.
Yes.
But the thing is, the good thing is that they have their own anniversary, and there's too many conferences was holding during every year annual conferences happening in the state of Kuwait. Talk more about how to treat it, to diagnose more about this one of the symptoms. It's a disorder.
Yes.
But the good thing that we are very proud about the Ministry of Health, about the White Army, how they have doing a huge effort for holding these conferences to aware about the new technology and aware the community about the importance to diagnose this kind of disorder.
Exactly, Aziz. And our guest through phone call later on, Huda Shaban. She will talk about dyslexia, the definition of dyslexia, and much more about dyslexia disease. So, Aziz, let's get back to our topic, which is the social media. I've been talking about how it's really important in our life. It became like an essential part of our daily life. Some people, they use it negatively and positively. Some people, they use it to promote their business, actually. That's why it's one of the positive way to, using social media. For me, I love to see some other contents to learn about, let's say, language, let's say other language. Some people, they teach how to do, let's say, voiceover, which is a part of our job, which is the media, which is really important. So I think now the phone is ready with our dear guest. So Aziz.
So before we start our interview segment and phone call with our guest, let's talk more about the main topic. Dyslexia specialist accredited by the British Dyslexia Association and the Kuwait Association with Learning Differences, CALD, and the British Dyslexia Association with organized the CALD 8th International Conference for Educators and Specialists. This year, CALD conference will provide all the attendees and the opportunity of completing level 2 BDA accredited program, which already comprises 3 days training. It's important to have 3 days. Talk more about the new things, what's happening for dyslexia.
Indeed, Aziz, our dear guest on the phone, is a highly trained learning disabilities expert with more than 25 years of a professional experience in the field of educational psychology. She has been working in the educational field in Kuwait since 1996. So how about to say good morning, Dr. Huda Shaban. Good morning.
Hello, good morning. Good morning. How are you doing?
You're most welcome, and thank you so much for joining us today on our show. Good morning, Kuwait. Thank you. And we are very proud about the Ministry of Health, about CALD, about the conference itself. But before we elaborate more about our topic, let's share to the viewers about the knowledge about what is dyslexia, doctor.
It's a pleasure to be with you and talk about dyslexia. Yes, dyslexia is a learning difficulty specific to reading, which means it primarily affects the skills involved in fluent reading and spelling. Saying that, usually dyslexic students find it hard to spell correctly, they find it hard to scan through a text, they read and write slowly. It's difficult for them to reading aloud, mispronounce words. Therefore, they need to reread paragraphs to understand them. It's hard for them to focus. So many symptoms, we could see it. Parents could see it while they're teaching their kids at home. Teachers can see it in classrooms, affecting students' ability to read and comprehend what's going on around them, comprehend text, comprehend verbal instructions.
Now, that's amazing. Thank you for your information about the dyslexia, doctor. So let's talk now about the CALD's conference this year. Why actually it is different than other conferences that have done before?
So first of all, CALD 8th International Conference for this year would provide educators, specialists, the ability to recognize and know deeply about what is dyslexia. They would help all attendees to gain a better understanding of the problem of dyslexia that learners face. So they will be introduced to appropriate methods, resources that would support students in inclusive classrooms. However, What's special about our conference this year is that it would allow all participants to achieve and receive a qualification from the British Dyslexia Association if they would like to complete the second level of the BDA accredited program. We were able to do that through distributing three requested modules by the BDA among our three conference days. So the first day on Friday, the 10th of February, specialists will be talking about practical solutions for dyslexia. The second day, Saturday 11th, our specialist will be talking about practical solutions reading. And then the third day, it will cover the third module, which is screening for dyslexia. So by attending these three modules and completing a workbook, they will be able to apply to get an accredited qualification from the OCM London and the British Dyslexia Association.
Nice. Dr. Huda, we'll talk more about now. We do these conferences to share the knowledge, to share the awareness. We see also the working crew preparing some shots about the group picture, about the attendance, about the people who's working during this conference, the previous and the new one. But this year, who is the target audience in your point of view, Dr. Huda?
Yes. So the conference this year is suitable for educators, specialists, and parents, and anyone who is interested in knowing more about dyslexia. You do know that dyslexia is one of the most common learning difficulties that affect children. Yani, if I would like to put it in numbers, 1 in every 5 people, as per the National Institutes of Health, is affected by this reading problem. So this is why it's very important for CALD, the Kuwait Association for Learning Differences, to shed light on what is dyslexia, how to deal with it at home, how to deal with it in classroom, in inclusive classroom, and how specialists can screen it and diagnose it. So this is why the conference this year is suitable for all, for educators, for specialists, for parents. For educators, participants are eligible to finish the 3 modules and apply for the level 5 BDA accredited program and become approved BDA practitioner.
That's really interesting, Dr. Huda. Thank you so much for being a part of our episode for today and all the appreciation of how you are shedding the light of one of the most common learning difficulty, which is dyslexia. Best of luck in your conference as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Can I just extend our appreciation to the American University of Kuwait for hosting the conference and our sponsor, Mashari' Al Khair Organization and Kuwait Airways. And just to mention last that the conference will be delivered online and in person.
That's interesting, Aziz.
Thank you so much for being with us during this morning, Dr. Huda Sha'ban, and good luck for the CALD conference, the 8th one in the state of Kuwait. Now, dear viewers, let's go to this tiny break. Then we'll continue.
We'll give you a brief for Jabir Hospital services, which we monitor it inside the building management system. This control area, which control everything inside the hospital, as a services like ACs and boilers and camera and elevators. This system is monitored and fully controlled by some staff from the company, which always monitoring the system and to find out any issue that happens suddenly for recovery the issue and for maintain it immediately. We have a plenty of numbers of camera. That's always to check the security issue inside the hospital, and in case of anything that happen, it will be later checked by the recorded image inside the hospital. We have 1,160 beds divided into 32 wards. This ward, some of them for the surgical ward and other for the medical wards. And also we have a 5 number of ICU units, which is for the intensive care issue that happen for the patients. We have 38 numbers of operation theater, which it is fully equipped with all the devices what they needed inside the hospital. In case of any failure it happened for the electricity, we have a 5 number of substation. This substation, it has so many number of generator. This generator, it will start immediately in case of MEW failure. We have a major station for the medical gas, which offer for us many type of gases like oxygen and nitrous oxide and medical air. We have a 99 number of elevator which fully controlled by the maintenance inside the building management system. In case of any failure it happened for any elevator, it will be immediately taking care of these issues. We have a fire alarm system. It gives us a urgent alert for anything that happened for any detecting any smoke, and immediately the fire alarm it will give us some indication inside the building management system, and it will monitored. It's always monitored and fully controlled by our staff. CCD camera, it's recorded for up to 3 months. This hospital equipped with the fire hydrant system, which has a mini pumps for creating a good level of pressure inside the pipes. Any maintenance issue are scheduled and routine checked by our staff. Our staff always receive a call from some department, and some department immediately will take an action to rectify these issues. Sometimes it happens like some defects, it came by, for example, extension issues or something as a trip of electricity, or something like the system stopped suddenly. We have so many range of maintenance, some for the low voltage and some for the civil area, and some of them for like medical gas area. Sometimes we receive many calls regarding to some fault that's happened, and there is some immediate actions go by our staff. Some of them low voltage, some of them trip in electricity, some of them work for the civil work, for sometimes repairing and doing so many things like doors issues and aluminum issues.
Well, dear viewers, we saw that report, which speaks of itself. Jaber, the hospital, is currently the largest medical center in Kuwait, providing services for a projected population of 600,000 and includes the largest and the most unique geometric configuration of the design plays an important role to distinguish the functions of hospital, the patient recovery and the medical treatment, not to mention our defending medical premises during Corona and prime resources for any new medical accomplishments. Professor at the Department of National Medicine and Health Rehabilitation, assuming many different medical posts at the Ministry of Health, starting from a specialist physician, the director of the Mubarak Al-Kabir Medical Area. So, how about your viewers? Welcome with a pleasure Dr. Walid Ahmed Al-Bsairi, Director of the Mubarak Al-Kabir Medical Area and the Manager of the Environment Audit Department. So, hello and good morning, Dr.
Good morning.
Walid.
Good morning.
It's really a privilege and a pleasure to have you with us this morning.
I'm happy to be in Kuwait TV too. To just first of all to thanks for all the medical staff which is working in the Ministry of Health, and to use this date as a February to congratulate our Amir Sheikh Nawaf and Grand Prince Sheikh Mish'al and the Premier Minister Sheikh Ahmed about this contingency in 25th and 26th of February. And thank you for the Kuwait TV too for me to welcome.
You are most welcome, doctor, and would like to greet also all the medical sector here, all the doctors actually here in Kuwait as well. So in the introduction, doctor, and also in the report, we saw the Jaber Hospital, which is one of the great hospitals here in Kuwait. Why actually Jaber Hospital is one of the largest and great hospitals here in Kuwait? Can you elaborate more about this unique hospital?
First of all, the Jaber Hospital, to understand how far it is big,
Yes.
we must be counted how many beds we have. We have calling fixed bed and we have flexible bed. Okay, the total numbers of the bed, it is about 1,200 bed. The fixed bed, it is meaning the bed which is inside the ward. It is on about 955 bed.
Wow.
Using for different specialty, gynecology, orthopedics, surgery, pediatric, internal medicine, surgery with the different specialties. And we have the intensive care, we have the CCU, we have ward specialized for the cardiology, we have, I think so, we grew up as a hospital very quickly.
Yes.
Okay, just to give it the audience, the hospital starting or opening, official opening in the end of 19. And I think so the decision to convert the Jaber Hospital to becoming like a COVID hospital, this is one of the biggest solution. It cover all the cases which is overall Kuwait, plus the hospitals which has been opening in Mishref.
Yes.
Okay, and we say for Jaber Hospital we're starting as a hospital functionally, it is April 22. Okay, and this is why we grow up very quickly. We have a lot of the specialties in surgery, a lot of the specialty for the internal medicine. We grow up in gynecology. We have very good operations in different specialties, orthopedics, general surgery, plastic surgery, ophthalmology, the ENT. So we, and the most important in our hospital, which is, I believe,
Yes.
it is the human being, which is we have it, the resource of our specialties, all the team of the head of the unit. I've been so proud. It is Kuwaiti citizen, young doctors, which is they build this system in very nice way.
Wow, we are so proud as well, Dr. Walid, that we have such a unique, actually, hospital, as you mentioned. It has too many fields, too many sectors, too many departments, and it really has a great reputation, especially the corona pandemic, Dr. Walid.
Yeah.
So recently, as you mentioned, there is an operations that had actually done actually in the hospital, and there's more than distinguished operations actually have been made in actually in the hospital. Can you elaborate more or mention some of those operations?
One of the latest operation which has been shown in the media is calling they change in the same times the hip joint and the knee joint. It's calling hip replacement. And it is not easy. It is a long time operation, but the way how the orthopedic surgery done, it is meaning they been have two teams.
Yes.
To reduce the timing of the operation, and they successful. And I must to tell we are so proud because not much surgeon they doing this surgery in the same times. It is a cooperation between the doctor of anesthesia. After the operation, also the doctors which is in ICU.
Oh.
Yeah, it is in a team. It is
really
been worked out between the physician,
Yes.
between the orthopedic surgeon, between the ICU doctors, between the nursing staff, between the type of food after operation. It is like a chain.
Yes.
It's together because we cannot operate it in one specialty. It is a general team, the lab investigations, the X-ray, the MRI. So I think so our staff, it's been working like a teamwork.
Yes, and this is the most important thing, Dr. Walid, to be like a teamwork, as you mentioned, as a chin. It was really a hard operation, which is a replacement of joint and knee.
I've been in contact with Dr. Salama, which is he's been the head of this team.
Yes.
And I've been filled with and I discussed with him on the phone. He is so proud.
Yes.
He is so proud about this surgery, and I think so. It's not matter of he is proud. He thinks he did it, the things which is we put it as a target in our hospital to work like a team. To be have a trust, to be have cooperation, to be have understanding, to be reach the best for the patient.
Yes, that's amazing. A big appreciation to everyone and each doctor that have been involved in such a hard operation, doctor. So what are the capacity, the exact capacity of the hospital? We know it is one of the largest hospital in Kuwait, and you mentioned about the department and clinics, but we'd like to elaborate more about that, Dr. Walid.
Okay, it is one of the largest.
Okay.
So we are lucky now to becoming one of the largest. We have Jahro Hospital is a big hospital.
Yes.
Okay, it is similar like us, maybe less and more, about 50 bed. We have Farwani Hospital. It is coming the new one, the new Farwani. It is the one of the biggest in the Kuwait. But Jabir, it has been operated like a fully hospital. The number of the bed which is inside the ward, it is 555 bed. It is for pediatric, gynecology, internal medicine, surgery, ICU, CCU, pediatric ICU, neonatal, so the different, all the different type of specialties.
Wow.
And we have approximately 60 bed for the emergency department. We have for the ICU, CCU. So, and in an ICU we have 60 bed. We have A, B, C, the different type, which is the most important things. I'll be coming back during the corona. We create about 8 ICU places.
Amazing.
So this is why I think so the experience which is done in the Ministry of Health during the corona, how they convert the hospital and they create extra ICU, and we know and all the people understand how far it has been needing a lot of the machineries to treat the patient.
Yes.
So they created, and the design of the hospital, we can create in each room like a small ICU.
Amazing.
Because we have in each ward about 17 rooms as a single rooms, and we have 2 isolation rooms, and we have about 8. It is semi-private, which meaning semi-private, it is 2 bed. It's not 4 bed. It is a new principles to accommodate it, to provide the hotel management for the patient.
That's amazing. We noticed how Jabir Hospital, how actually handle and be so qualified to handle the pandemic back then, as you mentioned, doctor. But in case, like may God forbid, actually, if we're gonna have another virus, is it really qualified? The hospital qualified to handle such another virus in the future?
See, I think so. In the ministry, they put it as protocol. How we can manage to face it any epidemic in the future.
Yes.
Because we've been working with COVID-19 for 2 years, and we gain a lot of the experience how we can adapt any part for any hospitals in Kuwait.
Yes.
To use it for any infection disease in general. So we must be think. It's not only the Jabir Hospital, it will be adapt themselves. All the hospitals which is existing, it will be work out how we can adapt it, these hospitals to be managing to care about any infection disease if it is. It will be.
Yeah.
I hope so. It cannot be.
May God forbid, doctor. So let's talk about the future agenda of Jabir Hospital. It has really a great reputation, actually, so far. So what is your plans, actually?
Our plan, the main target, now we succeed to use all the theaters which is existing in Jabir Hospital.
Yes.
Okay. Next future, we want to start with the trauma center, which is part from our hospital.
Great.
Okay. This is one of the major project which is coming in the next 2 or 3 months. Okay. And I think so we must be increased to accept more patient. Now we come to about 340 patients as inpatient. We have plenty of capacities to adopt a lot of the patient independent about needs, because we cannot occupy all 955 bed. As usually as a standard internationally, we can occupy about 70 to 75%, because you must to keep part of the bed is free for any emergency.
Yes.
So this is a system which has been working everywhere internationally. It's not important to occupy whole hospital.
That's amazing.
You must to keep about 20% for any emergency, for if there are, let's say, any fire, big fire in Kuwait, for example, for a major catastrophe, let's say.
Yes.
You must to have places to be adopted this patient in our hospitals, or in Jahra Hospital, or in a New Farwania Hospital.
That's amazing. What can I say, Dr. Walid? We are so proud of you, and for all the medical sector, and special thanks for all the appreciation actually to Ministry of Health actually for saving our soul and actually providing the great help to our residents actually. Thank you so much, Dr. Walid, for
Thank you for you. Thank you for you.
So big thanks and appreciation to our dear guest, Dr. Walid Al-Bsairi. He's a director of the Mbarak Al-Kabir Medical Area and the manager of the Environment Audit Department. So dear viewers, don't go away. Let's have this tiny little break and then we'll move on.
With an area of 52,200 square meters, more than 2 million visitors since the opening in 2016. This architecture masterpiece has been awarded several times in interior design and architectural engineering. This is a Sheikh Jabir Al Ahmed Cultural Center.
Titanium was selected for Jack's exterior due to its high durability and its ability to withstand extreme heat.
The team here at Jack's main objective is bridging cultures through the events we offer to our community. We always aim for the best experience for our audience members. Hope to see you soon.
Good morning, Kuwait. This is Hayan Nafisi. I'm an industrial engineer and part of the facility management and maintenance engineering at Jack. Today we're at the Cinema Theatre, where all films that are showcased here are award-winning films that were showcased in international film festivals, ranging from local, regional, and international independent films. The program in Jack is unique. There's an interactive experience for visitors that they wouldn't be able to find anywhere in Kuwait. For example, for the premieres, directors and producers were involved to interact with the audience and have Q&As after the screening. Personally, it's my favorite hall.
Good morning, Kuwait. This is Engineer Ahmed Al-Azmi, Senior Electrical Engineer from the Amiri Diwan. We are here at the flag yard, Sahat Al-Alam. As you can see on the back, the fountain, the dancing fountain, and the garden. In the garden, we have a various type of plants you can see as a palm and olive trees. At the same time, those plants are automatically irrigated by very smart irrigation system. This irrigation system is treated by reverse osmosis technology, the RO technology. This to treat the wastewater to make it clean again and irrigate the plants here. For the fountain, we have 37 dancing show for the fountain. That starts from 6 p.m. to 12 a.m. As for our shows, on winter season, we start earlier on the afternoon until 12 a.m. again. But however, on February 25th and 26th, we have the celebration where people get around the fountain and enjoy the dancing show of the national song.
We are back to our show again. Good morning, Kuwait. You already see a glimpse about our second interview segment. It will come in 11th of February 2023 in Jabir Al Ahmed Stadium. So you have ever heard about something we call it the 300s movies? You know, it's very well-known movie. Go to tell the Spartan, those who already passed by, that there is already obedient, already the laws, we lie. They represent the definition of the more than the types of the tolerant sport. Allow me to introduce to you what is the Spartans and also about the activities of the Spartan sports. It's a family-grown company which was formed more than 70 years ago in the north of India. It is the modern-day success story within the company's administrative headquarters, based already too many things happening all around the world. We'll talk about the Spartans from different continents. But today, we are pleased to have with us today this morning Samantha Hug. She's Spartan brand ambassador. Hello and good morning.
Good morning. Hi, thank you for having me on your show.
You're most welcome, and thank you so much for joining us today in our show, Good Morning Kuwait. We already saw a report about the Spartans, the amazing community, people doing like this mix of sports, too many obstacles. So we are very curious, and I know for sure the people who's watching us through the KTV2 about the Spartans. What is the Spartan sports all about?
So Spartan race itself, which was, it started in the US, and these races happen all over the world. It's basically an obstacle course race. So you have 3 types of races, whether it's 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers plus, and 21 kilometers plus, and they all include obstacles. So it's just a sport bringing people together, pushing them beyond their limits, and just getting people to get out of that comfort zone, try the obstacles. It's a fun sport.
It's a fun sport, and even I mentioned the present, and it's 2 different continents, different countries playing the same sport, because Spartans is all around the world. So when we talk more about the Spartans, I saw already lady athletes, and you are one of them. I see some of the family picture. May Allah bless your family. Tell me about the lady athletics and their demand in the Spartan.
So there are lots of ladies that participate in the sport, and the sport is for everybody, really. You know, there are lots of ladies around the world, and also within Kuwait, there are lots of Kuwaiti female athletes as well that have actually been on the podium and won awards across the region. So there is a high demand, and we see that women in this region are taking up sports even more and more, and they're being a huge part of the sports and athletic community, and it's something I'm very proud to be part of as well.
And also, when we are very proud of you and all the athletics all around the world. We'll talk more about other competitions itself. Sometimes here in the state of Kuwait, it will be held next Saturday in Jabir Al Ahmed Stadium. But some of the Spartans race, it happens everywhere. You can play it in the desert, you can play it in the garden, even all about the features. So the geographical features sometimes makes the race easier or harder, right?
100%. So, you know, there are different terrains, or each country or location that they're in has a different geographical feature. So, for example, one of the races that happened last year, which was the World Championship, was in Abu Dhabi in Liwa. That was sand dunes, so it was all soft sands. Makes it very difficult on the legs, to be honest. And then you can have more rocky and mountainy styles that are also difficult. You have high elevation, you have flat floor, so it really depends. For this race, for example, on Friday, it's within a stadium.
Yes.
So your challenge is really the steps.
The steps. So when we talk about the challenges, so I saw like a standard obstacles, like the ropes, the handles, the weights. It's like this is the standard obstacles for the Spartan race?
So there are standard obstacles that you will see in every race. As you mentioned, the rope climb, the walls, jumping the walls for sure, monkey bars, the sandbag, carrying the sandbag, just so like you saw in that picture there, actually.
Yes, there's some of the glimpse. This is your picture.
This is me doing a stadium race in Abu Dhabi. So those are mainly standard, but then as the races get harder, so let's say for example there are some things such as the multi-rig, which is like they're like rings, and then things you hold onto. These might be in the 10K or the 21K. So there are different harder obstacles that you'll see in the longer distance races.
You already mentioned like the last picture, it was from UAE Abu Dhabi competition. So we'll talk about your we call moments you will not forget. So which one of your competitions like very like memorial to you and you will not forget it? Some moments.
So for me, they all have a different story. They're all memorable for me because I don't come from a very athletic background. My first race was the one in Kuwait in 2018, which was the first one in Kuwait.
Like 6 years ago.
Yes, yeah, it's 5 years now. We're back. But it was my first race, and I had no like zero level of fitness at that point. I wasn't an active person. So for me, it was a very memorable one because it was my first one. I thought I wasn't going to make it to the finish line. I thought I'd give up, but I didn't. Another, they're all very memorable. I've been to one in Al Ain Zoo, which was beautiful. Oman, Muscat, it's always beautiful to go there because of the mountains.
So it's like we can say, like the passion that drives you to go there to compete. So do you find yourself in Spartan, we can say?
So the beauty of the Spartan race is whether you want to do it to compete or just be part of the community, you can do it because you can be competitive level, but you can also race open, which means you're not competing, you're just going to have fun. And I've done a lot of those. So where I see myself is to continue racing, whether it's open or whether I'm there again competing or an age group. I see myself continuing with my family because it's as a community event more than competing.
You mentioned two things, community and also family.
Yes.
So community of the Spartan race, it's have their own community, right? How does it feel like you are around this family? What do you think? How do you feel? How does it feel?
It feels amazing because you feel like you have a larger family across the world. So, you go to any race in the region, you will see people from the UAE, from Muscat. We know each other now, from Kuwait, and we support each other.
You gain family.
Yes, it's an amazing thing to be part of, and I see a beautiful community here within Kuwait, and it's getting larger every day.
So it's getting larger every day. So the demand is very high now for the Spartan race.
100%. We do expect a lot of existing community plus new people that want to try it. I know a lot of people that are going to be doing it for the first time here in Kuwait.
So when we spoke about the first time, so we already have, like in the beginning of the report, there will be like in a competition the 11th of February in Jabir Al-Ahmed Stadium.
Yes.
It will be like a huge competition and you are one part of it. So can you share to us more about this competition?
So the race that's happening on Saturday, it's a 5-kilometer stadium race, which means it's within the stadium setup with 20 obstacles. There's also a kids race, which is from 4 years to 14 years, and the distances obviously differ
the categories?
As per the age, and also the obstacles are age appropriate. It will start from 7 o'clock onwards, depending on the timing, whether you're racing age group, elite, which is highly competitive, or just open.
So you mentioned about the ages, like we are from the KG and they are young athletics until even for the advanced levels. So we spoke about the levels. We have levels, right? What about the levels of the competitions for the Spartans, for all the ages in general?
So the levels of competitions for this race, for example, as I mentioned, you have age group. So age group means you're competing against people within your same gender and age.
Okay.
So it's like, for example,
not weight, age.
Yes, age. Okay. 30 to 34, for example, etc. And then also, for example, I would be females between 30 to 34, etc. And then you have the elite, which is a small group of people that are highly competitive. They're really amazing athletes, and they would be racing against everybody within that category. Then you have the open, which is not competitive. It's just, let's have fun.
Let's have sports for fun.
Yes.
So the thing is, I noticed maybe even the viewers watching us through the KTV2, that the Spartan race, the categories is the age, not the weights.
100%. Definitely, it doesn't. Anybody, regardless of size, can participate in this and have an equal chance. This is basically based on your age.
So when you mentioned about the 20 obstacles, this is the standard level in the world, or just like you made in this competition, 20 obstacles?
So generally the 5K, which is normally in other races they call it the sprint, is 20 obstacles plus. So it could be sometimes 22, 23, it just depends really. And then it goes up with the distance, but generally it's around 20.
And let's talk more about now the audience, the fans. I know this kind of sports, like every time it's challenging for the fans when they are cheering, because it's fun to watch. So the fans, they're playing a major role during this competition. It will be Jabir Al-Ahmed Stadium, so more than 60,000 attendants. How does it feel to you? It will be in the morning competing and people cheering.
It's going to be amazing. Now, I'm not competing in this one. I'm going to be, you know,
coordinator.
Yes, as the Spartan brand ambassador, I'm just so proud that it's in the country that I'm an ambassador of. So I will be helping out, but I'm sure people are going to be excited to see the spectators around the festival area. So there will be, I guess, a small part of the stadium that will be for people if they want to sit and watch, because the rest of the stadium will be used by the racers.
So we'll talk now at the end about you. You are a Spartan brand ambassador, and now you're representing our country and too many countries about this kind of sport. How it feels to you? Do you feel proud?
Extremely proud. Extremely proud to be part of this, because it is something that encourages other people to lead a healthy lifestyle and to get active. So definitely proud to be part of this, and also the task force that brought in the race to Kuwait, which was the Kuwaiti Sports for All Federation as well.
Nice.
So we're supporting them as well, because you know they managed to bring this beautiful Spartan race to Kuwait. And
what about the family support? I know, like, you have a picture with your family during the competition. How do you see the family support?
It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It brings us closer together as a family, because my eldest daughter, she loves doing the races. My husband as well. You know, we train together and do the races together. So it's a really good family event, and we support each other, and we're there cheering each other on. So yeah, it's good. So
is there will be any world champion will be compete in this kind of the competition? Some athletics, they are famous, the stars. Maybe people will know, public figures will attend the competition.
So generally, every year there is a world championship. In the past, it was mostly in Lake Tahoe. But the last 2 years, they actually, for the first time, moved out of the U.S. and to Abu Dhabi. So the last 2 years, the World Championship of Spartan was in Abu Dhabi. And I think they're coming back to Abu Dhabi. So it's an amazing opportunity for people in this region to easily access the World Championship.
So it will be medals with trophies and built, or only medals?
No, just medals and trophies, obviously, for the first, second, and third place.
Nice. We can see all the time our guests, like, good times run very fast. Yes. We didn't fill the time. Thank you so much for joining us, but for sure we'll come here again. We'll talk more about the achievement of the last competition. Thank you so much. You're most welcome. So special thanks to our guest Samantha Hawk. She's a Spartan brand ambassador. She talked more about the competition for the Spartan, which will be held this Saturday, 11th of February. Now, dear viewers, go to this tiny break. They will continue.
What a beautiful song, what a beautiful spirit. We are living in a really lovely month, a celebration month. I hope, dear viewers, you enjoy February and enjoy the glory of being Kuwaiti. So, isn't it, Aziz? You love this song?
Yeah, for sure. Aziza, Aziza, تصونها الجوانح. It's like we call it. It's very dear. It's very dear. It's protected by all our senses. We are celebrating the National Liberation Day during this month. I hope you're enjoying our episode today, as we did already. So tomorrow we have a next episode and more celebration for our National Liberation Day.
Exactly, Aziz. So I hope you enjoyed our episode as much as we did. See you for the next one, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Have a good day. See you.